Okay, so Lois Whitney and Julie Rutz and I created a running agenda using Google Presentation. And the running agenda, the idea behind that was so that students had one place to go for the agenda for the day and for, additional days. So we started off the presentation with a slide that would give them links to each of the day's investigations. So for example, if I clicked on 1.1, we did lesson 1.1 in one day. It looks like this. And again, the idea is that students are able to go to this presentation as like a one-stop shop. Also, if a student was absent, they're able to go onto the presentation and see what we did for that day. They can grab the lab sheets, or they can see what the homework is. They can see a video about what the lesson for the day was even. And parents as well. So if a student came home and was doing their homework or something and they said, what'd you do in class? And typically a student's response would be, I don't remember. They can also go into the Google presentation and see what we actually did do in class, because it has a number of different resources for them to link to. And if a student is absent. So if a student's absent and they didn't know what we did for that day in class, they can go ahead to the Google presentation and see the agenda for the day, and for any other day that they're absent, because they have dates on them. So it's, like I said, it's great to also share with teachers as well. Other 7th grade math teachers can use this running agenda in their class, because the curriculum is the same for all 7th grade math. Now Lois Whitney is going to explain the pieces of the presentation.
Okay, hi. We're going to look at one of the slides, and in this slide it has the 5 components of instruction that we use in our classes. We have the launch, where in this case we're introducing the whole idea of this bike trip, and so we put in a map for the students so that they could see where the students were going to be traveling, to make sure that they had an understanding of what weather conditions could be affecting their speed and their travel. Okay, in the direct instruction, we have a video that actually gives them some direct instruction on how to put together and collect their data. Actually goes through talking them all the way through. So this would be a great tool for the student that happens to be absent.
Okay, so I'm going to explain the experiment
step by step,
You are going
all of the idea of what's going on.
And then
Okay, and the independent practice, it includes the lab sheet that the entire class would be using to collect the data from their experiment, as far as how does doing jumping jacks change the number of, over time, how does that change the number of jumping jacks that they're able to actually complete, to simulate the idea of fatigue that they would have on this bike trip. In our wrap-up, we have an exit card that says, what did you get? And we put this into a Google form so that we can collect all of their information from them. So should we run out of time in class, they can do this at home and send it to us. And then lastly, we have listed our homework, some page assignments from the book, but also we wanted them to view a video and then report what they have found out on the video to us back into a Google form. And Julie Rutz is going to talk to you about the SAMR model.
Throughout our project, we were keeping the SAMR model in mind. We typically focused on modification and redefinition as we were creating each of the pieces of technology for our agendas. One example of modification is our use of exit cards on Google Forms. We also had students graphing and creating charts using Google spreadsheets. One example of redefinition that we used was the use of Google Maps, where students can actually find the distance just by moving their fingers on the map. We also used a video of the Chincoteague Island ponies, so the students can actually see the pony swim. We also had students collaborating as part of the final investigation piece for this unit. So our next steps would be learning to create these for the rest of our books. This project allowed us to find a pattern and to come up with many different uses of technology for this first investigation, and I'm sure that we'll be using some of these again. Cynthia Glenn is going to show me how to stop.
And stop recording. Oops. I don't know if